So you decided to play Dungeons and Dragons. You're now looking at this mountain of information and things you have to learn, and you may be wondering to yourself, this is going to be hard, isn't it? Is it even worth it? I asked myself those same questions. A month ago, my friends and I were hanging out, and we decided that over the summer, we would do some D&Ding. Being the person that I am, I did research, and I got to answer the question, how hard is it to join the Dungeons and Dragons community? Before we answer that question, we need to know what Dungeons and Dragons is. At its core, Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game. Whether you play it online or in person, the gameplay is the same. My first instinct to learn how to play the game was to look at the Dungeons and Dragons website itself and see what the creators have to say about how the game should be played. That led me to this website. The D&D website explains what Dungeons and Dragons is and gives an explanation on how the game is played and how to create a character and the different types of playing, both online and pen and paper. How to be the DM, which is Dungeon Master. It touches a little bit on what the dice do in the game, and finishes off by giving resources for first-time players, like us, along with us starting a campaign, and how to meet other people to play with. Now that we know the basics of how Dungeons and Dragons works, we need to get started. To find some first-hand experience, I found a Wired article that explains the author's experience joining the community themselves. They also explained how Dungeons and Dragons helps people deal with things in the real world, and to watch other people's campaigns on YouTube to get a feel for how these things work and for how they deal with problems. Now, we basically know how to play the game, but now the problems start to come up. One of the main problems that comes up is the party size. Now, you may feel that the game will work better with more people, but therein lies the issue. The more people that are in your party, the harder it is to schedule a time to meet up to play. Hank Green addressed this issue in this YouTube video. He explains the math behind it and the statistics on theoretically the best party size for the average person. The math shows that a group with a party size of 4 has a 50% chance of failing, and the more people you add, the more likely it is to fail to find a time to meet up. If you go to the maximum size of 6, the likelihood of you failing to meet up goes up to 85%. Maybe you don't have a party yourself, but if you still want to play, you can join an already existing group. This is also really beneficial experience for you, as you get to learn the game from the experts and take part in some peripheral participation. Peripheral participation is how individuals learn and integrate into a community of practice by gradually increasing their involvement, starting from the periphery and moving towards full participation. So let's put this in game terms. You start out by doing the side quests that teach you all the new techniques that you need, and they slowly add on top of each other. According to Michael J. Giordano's experiment, Dungeons and Dragons is a great place for peripheral participation. Joining the Dungeons and Dragons community won't be a straightforward shot. There will be bumps along the road when joining and also after you've joined. I found this blog from a guy named Matthew, and that shows just that. He states that one of the hardest things about Dungeons and Dragons is the slang that comes with it, and for the inexperienced person, you'll be having to rely on a lot of other sources to explain to you what everybody else is talking about. Of course, learning all the different terms will seem like a lot at first, but if you keep at it, you will get the hang of it and learn what you need to participate in the game fully. But Matthew shows also a different hurdle that may come up during your time playing Dungeons and Dragons. Discourse in the group. Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game, but sometimes people can let what happens in the game get to them on the outside. And some of the examples that he used are people finding loopholes in some of the homemade rules, and that made the game not fun to play for the rest of the people. This can lead to people leaving the group and being angry with each other in real life, not just in the game. In the end, joining the Dungeons and Dragons community seems pretty hard, but if you set yourself up for success by knowing the basics beforehand, limiting your party size so you can actually meet up, and joining a group that has people that already know what they're doing, it'll be easy for you to learn quickly. Keep in mind though that there is a lot of terminology and slang that you have to learn, and that sometimes people don't agree with what's happening. Anyways, I'm off to play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends now. I will catch you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with your friends so you can convince them to join you in this journey.